Hello everyone. I think I have everything organized. Welcome to my channel, Paper Happenicity with Monica. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the Wide Bay area of Queensland in Australia. Today I want to recreate a card that I created for Colour Inspiration Challenge 169. If you're into blues, now this challenge is for you. Not kidding, as you can see by our photo. This was chosen by the lovely Kathy, which she also happens to share the same birthday as me. But anyway, I digress. So we've got all the blues, most of the blues, not all the blues, but a lot of blues. Blueberry Bushel, Misty, Moonlight, Night of Navy, and then we're teaming it with Basic Beige. So yes, that's our challenge. That's our picture. That's the picture for the challenge, and that's the colors for this fortnight. And that our challenges run twice a month. It's the second and the fourth Wednesday of each month. You don't need to have a blog to participate. You can just create a card and upload it to the group. It is a group. You need to, and you will need, if you want to join, if you're keen on or if you're inspired by what I'm making today, you can upload a photo to the wall, but you need to be a member of the group and you need to answer questions to be part of the group. Okay, so and did I mention you don't need a blog, but if you've got social media, you can link to your social media channels or pages or whatever you have. So this is my card. I've gone down the vintage shabby chic road, which I absolutely adore. And for this, I've used the Layering Beauties bundle. So I've used the masks to colour in my flowers. And I've also used the stamp set, the large stamp set for the background on my Basic Beige piece. And it's been matted onto a piece of Misty Moonlight that's just a little bit larger than the square die cut. And then these two pieces come from, one comes from the Country Woods, and then the other piece comes from Country Lace. So the denim-y piece here that looks like a little bit like denim fabric is from Country Lace, and then the wood, let me see if I can find the pieces of paper. All right, so this is the one from Country Lace. It has it's not petal pink. I don't even know the colors. Oh, it is petal pink. So that's the petal pink design on one side, and then the denim on the other. And then the Country Woods, this is it here. That's the large piece. So this is the blue wood grain, and then on the back it had the variations of the timber slats. Okay, so that's the papers that I've used. If you don't have those papers, an option would be to use cardstock. I had the papers in my stash, and I loved the texture, the extra texture that they show. So that's why I use them. The sentiment also comes from the stamps, from the stamp set. You Make My Heart Smile. I have heat embossed in white on Night of Navy cardstock. And then I'd fussy cut them and then split them so it fits in a little bit better with my card front. Okay, all right, so that's the stamp set. We're using this large image here, and we're also using the smaller one here. the dies. Now it cuts out, the dies cut out this bit here, the large image, and it also has a smaller, it won't work on here because the image isn't 100%. Somewhere I have a piece of cardstock that I have already stamped. Okay, here we go. So this one will cut out, I've got a die here that will cut out that section, and then, and then I have a die, this die cuts out this large one. I don't know if you're on screen there. Okay. And I'm also using the leaves here, the foliage. But anyway, let's get cracking and we will start creating because we're going to be here a while. Please fast forward if you so wish. I will not be offended. Oh, and we're also using Stylish Shapes dies. For my little flag end strips here, I've used the longer but narrower one, and then I need this guy to cut out my square, so I'll leave him out, and I've already done everything else. We are going to be here a while. And then pearls. For the pearls, iridescent pearls basic jewels. I'll get it spit it out in a minute. That's what we're using for a little bit of embellishment. Okay. All right. So in my kit I have here, this is for the inside. So I've got a piece of basic beige, and I will mat that onto a piece of Misty Moonlight, and that's been, the basic beige has been cut down probably 1/8 of an inch, I'm thinking, and that's going to fit on the inside. And then this is for the card front. This has a really narrow border. It's 1/8 of an inch smaller on two sides, and that brings us down. I don't know whether you can see that on camera. It has a teeny tiny border, just enough to add a little bit of interest. A piece of, that's my Misty Moonlight matte layer. I've got my two banners that I'm going to split into two, and then I've got my die cut leaves here. We will add a little bit of ink maybe to the bottoms of those basic beige ones, just to give a little bit of dimension. Okay, so that's in there. So what I might do to start with is do my, I've got to work out what I've done here. Let's get these pieces organized. So for the inside of my card, what I went and did is grab my Misty Moonlight ink, and this is the smaller floral image from the stamp set, this little one here, and I am just going to ink him up, and I'm going to just stamp him into the corner here. If you don't like such a contrast, you could certainly do a second generation. Okay, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue, and we'll stick that onto the Misty Moonlight. It's just getting an even border on all four sides, and I will put that into my card. And that's one less thing I need to try and find later on. So I hope everyone's had a wonderful week. and the weather is behaving for you. That has moved. Would you believe it? Oh, and it's probably stuck down now. But anyway, all right. So there's our inside of our card. That's done. I will put that over here. I won't stick that on just yet, but what I might do is get on and show you how I colored these. Now, I only need this rose and this rose here. And the masks are layered from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So for 1, you have the base of the flowers, and then number 2, you have the mid-tones, and then number 3 are the shadows, like the deeper tones, and then we've got the leaves. You've got two leaves, the base of the leaves, and then a little bit of the low lights for the leaves. All right, we won't be using the leaves today, so I'll just put that over here. I need a couple of brushes. This one and a bluey one. Okay, so my flowers, I'm going to start with the base. Now it does have a notch up here that you can use to oh, I've lost my words. That you're able to use to line up when you do the next one. Okay, but let me see if I can get this. And if you want to use your notch, it's probably better if you stamp onto a larger piece of cardstock. Now, when I do this, I line up the centers of these flowers as much as possible, and that will normally give me what I need. Okay. All right, so I'm happy with that. Oops. And I'm going to get my Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to get a block and add a little bit of ink to my block. Very, very lightly, because you can always add more with your ink, but you can't take it away. Once it's on, it's on. All right, so gosh, I had this all lined up, and of course, now you do need to be careful with these because there are bits that are a little bit narrow. All right, we're going to go for it, guys. So it's only this flower and this flower that I really need to color, and I'm still faffing about here trying to get it where I need it to be. All right, we're going to go for gold. So very lightly, we only need, that's probably a little bit dark. Okay, so very lightly, we're going to go in like that. And I've got way too much ink left over on that block. Wouldn't you know it? Let me wipe that off. Okay, so the next blue I'm going to use, and I need to dry that off because it's, my chamois is just a little bit wet. The next one I'm going to use is, and I'm only going to go a little bit because we don't need much. So that was number 1. We're now going to go and find mask number 2. And I think we went possibly this way. Nope. This way. Oh lordy. Okay. No, this way. That's it. Got it. Got it in the end. All right, so very carefully we're going to line that up, and this one we need to be careful with because we have this fine bit here. So all right, we're going to maybe add a little bit of mid-tones. Okay, I'm going to wipe that off. And get my Night of Navy. And get stencil number 3. Now, can I remember what I did here? Not lightly. This way, maybe. Was it this way? No, this way. Okay. And again, all I need to do is I'm lining up the flower centers basically, because my cardstock really isn't where it are large enough to use the notches. I'm going to grab a little bit of Night of Navy, take some of that ink off. And there we go. There's our flowers. Right. Still with me, guys? Now we need to fussy cut those out. Get my snips. Let me put this away before... while I'm doing all that, you know what I might do is just add my die cuts here, these ones. These ones here, I will get a piece of paper, my basic beige, and I'm just going to add a little bit of ink. Just to give it a little bit of dimension. Where's my ink? Here. While I'm blending. It's really hard to see, but if you put it onto another piece of basic beige, you'll see there's just a tiny little bit of colour there. I'm not going to do anything with the Misty Moonlight pieces. All right, so that's all my blending done. Put my brushes away, put my block away. That can stay there. All right, now we're going to fussy cut this out. When you fussy cut, it's all about moving your paper or your cardstock and not your scissors so much. Take away that bulb, might make it easier. These flowers really aren't that hard. Okay, so there's one. Okay, nearly done. Absolutely love creating with these colors, as you might have noticed. All right, so there's our 2 flowers. We need them. The next thing I want to do is bring in my, that can go in the bin. That can go in the bin. Bring in my Big Shot. Gosh, my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, girl. Get on board. Ugh. And we're going to cut out this large flower here. So this large flower here, so because we want to, what we're going to do is we're going to layer this guy up here. I think I went this way by the looks of that. No, this way, maybe this way. So we're going to layer that on top of there like that. So what I want to do is just maybe go something like that. All right. And I'm going to just take that down with a little bit of washi. Sorry, my desk is only so big. Okay, so I've just taped that down with washi so it doesn't move. We'll get run this through. There's our flower. Put that out the road. Okay, now I will do a little bit more ink blending around the edges of this. Hopefully this is dry enough. Last time I did it, and I know basic beige is a little bit on the greener side, but last time I did this, it kind of pulled in some of that Night of Navy ink. Because it wasn't quite dry. There we go. Just to add a little bit of depth to that. All right, so we don't need that anymore. Not dry that off. All right, okay, take that out the road. So now it's just a matter of layering everything up on here. I did kind of do a little bit of manipulating with my fingers, and then what I like to do is add, I use my little minis, and I added mini dimensionals, whoops, come with me, to the petals. And then I added glue in the middle, and I might add a drop of glue to the dimensionals as well. That just gives me a little bit of wriggle time so I can get it where it needs to go. Oops. Okay, so turn this around and just get this on top of here, and we're going to push down into the middle, hold it there, push down where all the dimensionals are, and that should stick. The dimensionals will keep the outside lifted, and then where the glue is in the center, that will hold the middle down, and that just gives it a little bit of shape. Okay, same thing here for this one. I'm going to add a dimensional, maybe 2 on the top section. Add a little bit of glue to the bottom and then to the dimensionals again. Oops. It's supposed to go into the bin, guys. And I'm just going to tuck this. And I've got a dimensional there, of course I do. All right, just let me see if I can persuade that dimensional just to lift off. There we go. So we've got our 2 flowers. So we've got our beige leaves, and oh, of course I'm missing my red blue ones, Misty blue, Misty Moonlight. All right, so I'm going to just snip off the stalk, the stem, because I have a feeling there's a dimensional just there and it won't go in quite as far as I want to, and I've added just a little bit of glue. We're going to add that guy there and a little bit of glue to this fella. Tombow is really, and I might need to take a little bit off. And of course, I probably should have, there's a dimensional there. I'm just going to try and lift it up so I can get this under here as well. Yeah, so dimensional is really, really sticky. So you don't need a great deal. I've got glue everywhere, but there we go. It's probably not as far in as what the other one is, but I don't mind it hanging over the edge. And we'll do the same in the other corner. And a little bit of glue. Yeah. Okay, so there are our leaves. We're going to pop that onto our piece of Misty Moonlight here, and that's just been cut a smidge larger than what the die cut is. I can give you a measurement if you like. What do we got here? 2.5, so that's a 2.5 inch square. In centimeters, I have no idea. I don't work in centimeters, sorry guys. All right, so we're going to now add dimensionals to the back of that. One in each corner and one in the center is probably more than enough because you've got the 2 layers of cardstock there, and that will give it plenty of support. Okay, now, we're getting there, guys, getting there. We're on the home stretch. These 2, I literally just chopped in half. Those are annoying me. I literally just chopped these in 2. And we're going to add those 2 there. Now, if you wanted to, you could add another dimensional, or we can add let's do it this way. We're going to add our dimensional. All right, and then we're going to stick that like so. And then you can just use your eye if you like, but if you're a little bit pedantic, whoops, you can use a ruler to get the same line happening with this guy. I want him to go in a bit further. All right, so, and again, you can use, all right, so I'm not going to use a ruler. You can kind of get a little bit of an idea. So that looks right. Let's put him underneath because it looks like he's underneath there. He's not quite in the right spot. Right, that's in the right spot. He needs to come down big time. That looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to take them away. Oh, of course, I've just moved it. Oh, you know, when you're trying, it worked really well when I did it the first time. And now that I've got trying to do a video, it's like, no, you're not going to work. You know what? I might just do that. And I'm going to literally, where's my camera? Do that. And then kind of go like that. Has that worked? That's, anyway. I hope that's worked. That looks a bit weird, but anyway. So you get the gist. By all means, you can make them a little bit longer. I've got dimensional backs everywhere. We're going to add a little bit of glue to each of these, bit of glue to the papers. This is our card front. And we're going to stick this bottom corner. No, up a bit. Okay, there we go. We're going to stick this onto our card front. Now, like I said before, the sentiment on my original card comes from the Layering Beauty stamp set. Layers of Beauty stamp set. I'm actually not going to put a sentiment on here and just add one down the track when I have an occasion for it. And I've got blue glue all over my fingers. Okay, now somewhere here I pulled my pearls out. Where are my pearls? There were my pearls in my little box. I'm just going to add 3 little pearls down the bottom. By all means, you can add them. If you recreate this, you can add your pearls wherever. No, use my putty end. Use your pearl or place your pearls wherever you fancy. Are they straight? They're not even straight. And I've got, oh, there must have been a little bit of blue. Damn it. All right. All right. This one needs to come down. There we go. All right. That's still not straight. Let me see if I can. It looks straight this way, but when I put it portrait like the card is supposed to go, it doesn't look straight to me. Anyway, I think that's probably in the same spot. All right, we got there in the end, guys. Are you still there? Oh, thank you so much for sticking with me if you are. Boy, oh boy. But that's my original. You Make My Heart Smile, which is a lovely sentiment. Belongs to the same bundle. It comes in the layers of beauty. You Make My Heart Smile. Heat embossed in white on navy cardstock, and then I fussy cut it and split it so it fits. It tucks in beside that large rose. And like I said, I'm going to leave that one blank for now and put on a sentiment as I need it. So I'm sure there'll be a special occasion coming up for someone that will need it. Okay, so run through of products, Layers of Beauty, the stamp set, the dies, and the masks. 3 blues and a beige, Night of Navy, Misty, Moonlight, Blueberry, Bushel, and Basic Beige. Those were my inks. What else did I use? Oh, the Stylish Shapes dies, and I've used the second to largest square in that, and then the long but narrow flag end strip. What else was there? I think that's it. Right, oh, and the 2 lots of DSP. All right, so we've got the Country Woods and the Country Lace Papers. All right, so the Country Woods, this is the one I used. It has, that's the other side. I just love the texture that was on that. And I'm running out of room. And then this one was the denim, and then the other side was the petal pink lacy eyelet lace design. All right, good-o. All right, thank you very much for being here. Thank you to all my lovely new subscribers too. It's great that my channel is getting out there and that people are inspired and are keen enough to come and join me every time I do a video by subscribing. If you'd like to leave a comment, that also helps me a lot in my YouTube channel. So thank you. All right, guys, that's it for me. Catch me again next time. Bye for now.